Hey trappers, No Name Trapper with you here today. This is a quick video on some easy adjustments you can make on your traps. These adjustments are simple. If you haven't made any adjustments and you just got traps out of the box, these are some easy ones you really should make, and it's going to make the animal more comfortable, and as well as just cut down on the risk of losing any fur. So let's get started. Alright guys, first trap we're going to look at is your standard dog proof. Okay, and as it comes in the mail or you pick it up at a convention, the good thing about DPs is they're pretty much ready to go out of the box. One thing I would make sure you check, first off, tag all your traps when you get them. Second off, I like to have 3 swiveling points. Right, so if your DP doesn't have that, that's something I would go ahead and adjust. But most DPs right out of the box usually ready to go, so that's an easy one. Alright guys, here's a Duke 1.5. Okay, it's an older one. I've ran it for a little while. You see I added a new pan to it recently. Okay, so first thing is tag your trap, and again, 1, 2, 3 swiveling points. Trap tag. Okay, and the swiveling points are very important. Okay, so the other adjustments I make on these is your pan tension. I like a pretty much floppy pan because I run a lot of blind sets. So you can adjust your pan tension pretty easily using, you can either use a pair of pliers or a small crescent and a screwdriver, Phillips head. Okay, you see here, one side's made for that, the other side just has a nut on it. You loosen that up till it gets a little floppy. Make sure you don't loosen it up too much, and you're good to go. And then the thought process on a loose pan with blind setting is I like a loose pan because as the animal's stepping down into the trap and onto the pan, as its foot comes down, that's when the trap fires and goes up, and I feel like it gives me a deeper catch. But that's just my opinion, but this is how I set up the trap. It's an easy adjustment to make. All you gotta have is these two things, or a small crescent will work also on the other one, small wrench. So alright, there's a 1.5. Alright guys, here's a conibear. Let's go with a 220, but I feel like this is important on any conibear. Alright, so out of the box, they're pretty much ready. I mean, you may rinse them off and paint them or dye them or whatever you want to do with that. You can bend the trigger, however you want the trigger bent. So maybe it's more approachable. But as far as most conibears come, some of them come attached just like this, okay, and there's no swivel. I added the swivels on this, and it'll come with a ring at this end, just a ring, so there's no swiveling point on that. Now this is a conibear trap, right, and we like to think it's lethal, and a lot of times it is, but sometimes it's not. So we need to treat it as a body gripper. So anticipate the animal being alive, and therefore you need to switch some of this up, in my opinion, for animal comfort. You see here I added a swivel just up near this end, right near the trap, and I didn't change the chain on this. I did on some of them, and then I took that friggin' ring off that's old-fashioned and pretty pointless and put a swivel on this end. Now on some of my other ones I use nicer chain, and there's actually 3 swiveling points, but I definitely at least recommend 2 on a conibear body gripping trap. Okay, so you do that to your conibears, and again, less chance pumping out a steak, less chance of snapping the chain. I've had that happen before. Red fox snapped the chain and I had to hunt him down. So let's just eliminate all that, add a couple swivels, and your trap's ready to go. Alright guys, and you can order swivels online. A lot of guys, I don't know if you know this, you can get them at conventions, but you can order them online through like Funk Traps here in Iowa. F&T sells them. I never buy the small packs. I always just buy a big bag because I'd rather have way more swivels than I need, and I swivel all my traps. It helps with animal comfort, and it helps cut down on loss of fur. Also, if you're going to run swivels, you need a heavy-duty J-hook tool. Okay, this thing is awesome. Lasts forever. You can take swivels off, put new ones on. It takes about 10 seconds. So, alright guys, this video is very important, I believe, and if you're a new trapper, you really need to think about these things, because some of these traps don't come ready out of the box. Not the way that I believe they should. And that's what this video is about, is get you pointed in that direction. Whether you're a new trapper, whether you've been around and just not thought about it. Either way is fine. I'm here to help. And I hope this helps you guys out. Those are 3 common traps and easy ways to adjust and make them fur takers. Appreciate you all. Tight chains, guys.